Yeah, moving was great. We moved in. It's like a month ago now. It's amazing. We've already been at it for as long as we have with the preseason and already played 4 non-con games with the 2 exhibitions. So it was great, seamless. They were here actually 3 weeks before that on their own doing work. We've learned a lot about ourselves in the last 4 games, especially against these Power 5 teams and Big 12 opponents. I think one of the biggest things that we figured out about ourselves is that we're not going to quit. And both coaches actually commented on the fact that their teams could learn something from us, that even when we hit adversity, we just keep going. So we're fast, we're really fast. We have a lot of really good attacking options, and we have more shots in the last couple games than we've had in the past. So we've definitely taken on a different identity this season, and a lot of those shots obviously aren't falling right now, but if we continue to keep working, they will.
Coach, you mentioned the speed, which is one of the things that really kind of jumped out to me seeing you guys in action on Thursday. But the other thing that I noticed on Thursday was just physicality. I thought you guys played a very physical brand of soccer. Just talk a little bit about just that, really, and that change from last year. I don't know that I saw that brand of physicality as much last year.
No, we led the league last year in one category, and that was least fouls. So we weren't a team that really mixed it up, and a lot of teams took it to us a little bit. And I think that our team, from what happened last year with a lot of the games that we played in, we're just tired of losing. And so they're gonna play tougher, they're gonna play harder, and that's the mentality that they've brought into it, and that's really brought on by the upperclassmen, but it's been permeated down. And we have some freshmen that are really stepping up, and we're starting 3 freshmen right now, sometimes 4, and they really want to compete and continue to earn those spots and get us back to where we were at a few years ago.
I know it's easy to look at the result of the game on Thursday against Houston and go, man, it got away from you or whatever. But if you really go back and watch that game, there were a lot of, you guys really played neck and neck with that team for the majority of that game, I thought. Just some of those breakdowns that led to goals for them, how have you guys tried to adjust and fix some of those things? And, I know it's a young team. How are you guys using those moments to coach these young girls up?
Definitely. We outshot them for the game. Obviously, yesterday we had 28 shots, 9 on goal, weren't able to get one in. So all those little mistakes and those things that are happening, that's on us as coaches. We need to prepare them better. And that's what we're developing our training plan on. So when you're playing against tough opponents, what it does for you is it exposes you to things that are deficiencies that a weaker opponent wouldn't be able to do for you. So sometimes you get a false sense of security. So by going through these games and finding out, okay, what is our strongest starting lineup? What are the trends that are happening right now that we need to solve? And then we develop a training plan. Tomorrow we're going to be working on a lot of the things that we saw were weaknesses over the weekend, which led to some of those goals. Because if you don't give up that many goals, you tighten it up and you start getting some of the goal shots to fall that we had. Now we're right in the mix with a lot of these Power 5 teams, and that's what we're striving towards. If Ryan said last night that we're to win and go to the NCAA tournament. Well, if you want to do that, you got to beat Utah Valley, you got to beat GCU, you got to beat Seattle. They're playing all the same type of teams we're playing, and they are the caliber of the team that we're playing. So we need to find out what that's like. So the first time we play them, we're not shocked at how fast they are, how good they are at moving the ball. So I think it's hard to go through losses and you're looking at results and whatnot, but the process, you got to trust it. And everything that we're going through right now is putting us in a position to be where we want to be at the end of the season, which that's all that really matters anyways.
Coach, KK January scored her first collegiate goal against Houston. And then subsequently she got into the starting rotation the next game. Can you speak to her performance specifically in addition to Shaylee Lewis and Ava Shannon, who have been regulars in the starting lineups?
Yeah, these freshmen have come in. KK, we actually recruited initially as an outside back. But in looking at what her skill set was when we first got her at camp and got to see more of what she could do, we're like, wow, she can face people up on the dribble. She has a rocket for a shot, both right or left foot. She's willing to attack and willing to keep shooting. She has a short memory when it comes to missing shots. It fuels her to want to shoot the ball more, which you need in a forward. So she's been huge for us. And limited minutes, fitness is, as most freshmen are, trying to figure that part out, but she just keeps getting better and better each game. Shaylee is just a freak of nature when it comes to fitness. She can run for days. I mean, the amount of sprints and ground that she covers, and she's hitting 17 miles per hour on her first sprint. She's hitting 17 miles per hour on her last sprint, and there's 15 to 20 sprints in there. So she's been huge for us as far as just setting the tone. It was what we talk about as a team. Ava Shannon is an incredible soccer player, high soccer IQ, but even she's one of the smallest players on the field. She gets in, mixes it up defensively, wins the ball, is able to dribble out, and it's something that we really need in the midfield is somebody that can ball handle and find those passes and just connect the game. And then we did start Gabby Gibson for the first time yesterday, and she played the full 90, and she's another one that's going to be a force for us, I think, as we move forward and as she gets fitter and more acclimated with playing with Ella in the back line. So I really like where we're at, and all the games is allowing us to figure out what combination works the best, who's going to be able to step to the occasion and perform the best, and that's really what DonCon's all about for us right now.
Yeah, and we speak about the freshmen a lot with the 9 freshmen that you brought in, but you also have a lot of veterans. You've got Jamie Bailey and Lily Hargrove, your leading scorers last year, are back this year. You've also got Reagan Crane. You've got 3 seniors on the D-line that are able to hold down the fort for you guys. Can you just speak about what it means to have all of them back?
Yeah, Jamie Bailey's been phenomenal. I mean, her stat lines on each game, it's going to come for her. She's going to get a goal and assist at some point. She just continues. I think she was at like 80% of her offensive duels win rate, taking people on the dribble. I think she was 12 of 15 in the last game. And that's every game. And they're keying on her. So they know the scout going into it that they need to stop her, and they still can't do it. So that's been really exciting to see her kind of take on that role and accept the challenge of being that player. And then with Reagan and Lily coming in, they got off to a little bit of a slower start with the ball. They work hard. They're going to help us defensively. But you could see yesterday it was starting to come together for them, start connect. Reagan had 6 shots in the game. And I think as we start to settle into what the lineup's going to look like, it's going to help create more freedom for Reagan to be able to have that space to work the ball and attack on the dribble or find those slotted balls into our wingers. And I mean, obviously, with some of the sophomores, seemed like veterans because they played a lot last year. It was Ella Morgan and Morgan Donahue, phenomenal. And we got Mar back yesterday for the first time, and we do a player performance index rating, and she broke the score sheet because her numbers were so high I didn't know that was possible. So we got a lot of positives coming forward out of this, and it's obviously tough, again, when you go through some of those games and you lose. But if you're losing like a lot like we did last year where you weren't even really competing in the game, that takes its toll, and we saw that. And that was on me as a coach, and that was on us to prepare them better and to put them in a better position to be able to succeed. But I think this year they can see that, wow, we are competing. We are at times really on the front foot in a lot of these games, even against these teams. And so we just need to keep working, and it's eventually going to start coming for us.
Thursday and Sunday, you're hosting SMU and then the Blazers of UAB. Last year, the score sheet did show 2-0, but that was a nationally ranked 15th SMU team. And for a majority of that game, you guys were going back and forth until basically that last 70, 75, or 75th minute where the scores kind of happened. Talk about what you are looking forward on Thursday, and how big is it for Nacogdoches and then the rest of Jack Nation to show up?
That's one thing I think you can see by the schedule that we're playing, obviously a very tough schedule, but a lot of these teams are coming to Nacogdoches, and you're getting a Houston, you're getting an SMU, you're getting a UTSA coming here, which is great for us because we're bringing a really quality brand of soccer to this community. So fans, come on out, watch it, because that one's going to be a barn burner. SMU is fast. I watched them play Tennessee last night. They love to attack, and they've got a lot of pace, just like us. So I think that's a game that's going to come down to, I think like last year, it's going to be a battle back and forth, and we'll see who is the one that makes the mistake and is able to capitalize on that mistake. UAB's different for us. I mean, they're coming out. This was scheduled years ago, actually. They were coming out to play TCU, and they wanted a second game. So the previous coach was a friend of mine too, Erica. Now she moved on to Cincinnati. So this will be an interesting test for us. A different team, somebody we've never faced before. I don't know if we've actually ever faced them before in the history, but not somebody that we've played in the last few years. So we're excited about that too, because obviously they make the jump up to the American Athletic Conference as well. So it's another two Group of Five, potentially SMU being a Power Five team here, if you believe the rumors that are going around, coming to Nacogdoches and giving us an opportunity to really test ourselves.
Well, we'll see you on Thursday. Make sure you stay a little bit cool, and thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.